All right, fair enough. I appreciate that. I do want to ask you about Izzy. Israel Adesanya moving up to 205 and doing what he did against Jan Blachowicz. In the end, Jan retains the title. He brought you up in the lead up to the fight. Before I ask you about that and those comments, what do you think of his performance on Saturday against Jan?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought he come in with a game plan. He was able to set out in stone some of that game plan during the fight. But Jan's just was bigger and not scared. I think Jan knew maybe Izzy couldn't knock him out because he is a tough Polish warrior. So he was in his face, sort of, hitting him back with shots. And then I said to I'm living in my uncle's at the moment, and I said, "Oh, I'm not having a bet on this one, uncle." And he was like, "Why?" And I just said, "Because I know that Jan's a good grappler. He trained with Dean Lister for a while. I fought one of Dean Lister's students, and I just knew he was going to go for the takedown. And because Izzy came in light, I just thought, is that a bad or good thing? And maybe it turned out to be a bad thing. I don't know. But listen, two of the best in the world fight. That's what it's like when I fought Whittaker and stuff like that. When you've got two of the best, man, there's just it's so smaller margins for error. I remember watching that film with Al Pacino, Any Given Sunday, and it's like inches, and that is a true statement, like inches, man. Rob won a fight over me with an inch with a takedown like this and stuff like that. Same in the Wonderboy fight. It's a game of inches, and it wasn't as close as people thought. I had maybe 3 rounds for Jan and 2 for Izzy. It was about that. But the 10-8, where the did that come from? Like, I'm sick of. I feel like Teddy Atlas now when he's going on. I'm sick of this shit in MMA. Like, listen, I seen Dana. Like, Dana's controversial and he says some things, but he knows the sport, man. He's been in it longer than all of us. Like, a 10-8 is when you beat the guy for the whole round. The guy is out on his feet. You're on top of him, just absolutely smashing him. That's a 10-8. No other circumstances is a 10-8. Like, and these judges are practically just giving 10-8s out. Like, I was pissed off when I heard that. I was really pissed off. And who was the commentator? I think it was Joe RDC. Was like, it was a 10-8. And I was like, no, come on, boys. I know you know your shit, but it wasn't a 10-8.
I agree with that 100%. I think you can make a case for 4-1 Jan or 3-2 Jan.
Yeah, 100%.
But no 10-8. Absolutely not. I mean, you have to have serious damage inflicted for it to be a 10-8.
And this is the problem, Ariel. So let's just say that it was 3-2 or 3-2 the other way, and they're giving a 10-8 out like that, and the wrong man gets the win, like which we've seen many times. That ain't fair, man. Like that was Jan's fight on Saturday. I seen Jones like saying, "I hope we're not in for a surprise," because obviously Izzy was the favourite, but he was great, but it wasn't his fight. Jan won the fight, clear for me. 10-8, disgusting.
And so while you're watching that, do you think, all right, I could actually be next for Izzy? I mean, I win this fight on April 10th. I'm the next one to fight him. What are the chances of that?
Yeah, there's big chances, man. I think me and Marvin are knocking on the door. It's like a little mini middleweight competition right now, the same as lightweight. So it definitely it excites me. You know what I mean? To just be at the top and be getting these chances and knowing what's next and all that. But I've got a steamroller in front of me. I don't want to look too far ahead. I know he's like calling me out practically and stuff like that, and I've called him out for a long time. We were destined to fight even when I was at welterweight. Like, he called me out then when I was at the top in welterweight. But listen, let him just relax now, enjoy his money, enjoy the fruits of his labour, and give him some time to watch these middleweights now. Me and all the other guys go at it. And we'll see how it plays out. I'm confident I'm going to win on April 10th against Marvin. I know it's a big task ahead of me, and then we'll see. We'll see. It feels like it's going to be a long year with like COVID. I feel like our English government, are lying to us, like saying they're letting us out in June or May, and I feel like it's all a lie. So I don't know. It's going to be a long year.
Well, let's be positive and hope that it does start to turn. I was curious about your take on the fact that I asked him about the middleweight division last week before the fight, and he dismissed Kevin Holland. Whittaker doesn't seem to be of great interest. We know how he feels about Vettori and Brunson. Like, he specifically said, you're the guy. Like, he's just hoping that you don't mess this up. He's almost rooting for you to win this fight so that this fight can make sense. When you heard that, what did you think?
Well, to be honest, I didn't hear it, Ariel. I got told about it, and I was like, okay, I didn't really watch it much.
Thanks a lot.
No,
Appreciate it.
right now, Ariel, I'm just focused on myself. I'm doing my own thing, man. But this is the thing. I think it's one of these fights with me and Izzy. I think it's magician versus magician. Who's got like the kryptonite to beat the other guy striking? You know, I've said it for the longest time. I'm one of the best strikers in the UFC. You know, and I think Izzy is definitely there. Like, he could be ahead. He probably, you know, the way he's been fighting, he's ahead of me right now. But I just feel like I've got them specifics to beat him, and I'm sure he's up for the challenge, and he thinks he's got the specifics to beat me. So I think it's going to be a good fight when it happens, and you know, it's good to be getting called out by the champion. Like, usually it's the challengers calling out the champion. You know, the champion's calling me out. I must be doing something right, Ariel. He must like my memes or something.
He is a meme master as well. When they booked this
Master.
fight, did they say to you, you win this one and you'll get a title shot?
No, but I think it's just sort of like unspoken about. You know, I know that the guys in the UFC, Dana and Matt, have got a lot of love for me. I know they like, you know, like me as a person, like me fighting style, like what I bring to the table. You know, they know what I'm in this for. I've said it many a times over the phone in conversation. They know I'm in this just to like be massive and be great and stuff. I say it time and time. That's all I ever talk about, to be honest. So, you know, I think it's sort of unspoken. But as I said, I've got a steamroller ahead of me on April 10th who's coming. You know, he is definitely coming to get in my face. So I can't look past that, man.
Right. But can you take anything away from that Izzy Yan fight, or is it 205? Like, as you're watching that, are there any lessons to be learned?
The faster guy doesn't always win. You know, listen, you know, Izzy was the best. Izzy's the better striker going in. But you know, when you've got a guy like Jan who's been down and out, and he's coming with everything. Like, Jan's a guy. He reminds me like Marvin Vittori. He's like the guy who's just coming with everything. He's tough. He's brute. He doesn't. He was just in Izzy's face, and I just think he knew Izzy couldn't knock him out. I think he knew that, and I think he wasn't bothered then. I think he was just going for everything, and it was a good fight, you know. But it was 205, Ariel. There's not much to take from that. You know, at middleweight now, I'm not cutting a hell of a lot of weight, so it's not a bit of thing that I'm thinking about right now. Maybe in a few years, yeah. But it was at 205, so there's not much we can take from it. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like Izzy ultimately made a mistake by moving up? Do you think he should have just stayed at 185?
Don't know, man. Izzy, from what I take from Izzy and his like bone structure and the way he looks, he doesn't cut a lot to get to 185 either. Like, he seems like a guy who's just got them genetics, sort of like what George Lockhart said about Conor McGregor, where his metabolism just works completely and utterly crazy fast. So maybe, like, he should. I know he said that he wasn't bulking up or nothing, but maybe he should have bulked up but kept the speed. You know, where that he's renowned for, and that. Listen, it's opinions and a-holes. You know, we've all got one, and this is mine. And whether it's right or it's wrong, it's just an opinion. Maybe if I had to say, maybe coming in at 200 pounds was wrong. Maybe he should have bulked up a tiny little bit, because Jan's a big dude, man, and he's strong, like real strong. And you know, he took Izzy down, you know, quite easily. So, you know,